Hey guys, this is Trevor with High Desert Tactical, and I want to talk about some safety tips for hiking today. Not only for your safety, but for safety of those around you or people that you may be helping out in the wilderness at times. The one thing that I want to talk about is the fact that some of the most frivolous little things that people may tease you about having in your day pack or your 3 day pack or whatever, they are always a wise thing to have, and they don't take up much weight. One of the things that I like to use and always have on me is a whistle. This is a flint and steel that I have that actually has a whistle built into the striker. The thing about a whistle, it's not only to help you if you get lost, because a lot of people love to tease you about it and they say, well, just don't get lost in the first place. Well, it's not that you might get lost, somebody else could get lost, and this whistle could also help you help them find you, if that makes any sense. For instance, a friend of mine was hiking a couple years ago up in the wilderness, and they were going in for a couple days, but the hike that they were on could be done in a day, and they ran upon a family of like a granddad and a dad and some kids, and they were working their way up to a glacier. And later on that day, the kids and the dad came back down, asked if my friend seen their grandfather, and they didn't. He said that he was going to head back to the car and wait for them while they finished up taking photos at the glacier and stuff. And so my friend did not see him. So what happened is they went out looking for him, and my friend ironically got as high as he could on a ridge, and he saw the granddad's blue jacket some like a mile away or a little less than a mile away, crossing over through a valley and over on top of another ridge, and was heading west into the wilderness where there's no civilization for hundreds of miles because it's just the wilderness of Oregon. So he yelled and screamed and waved, and the granddad didn't see him or hear him. So he grabbed a whistle that he had and started blowing on the whistle, and the grandfather actually heard it or whatever, and turned and saw him and started heading back towards my friend and his family and came back to safety. It's pretty dangerous, especially in Oregon. The way our climate is you could have 80 to 90 degree days, and then it could drop well below freezing in the evenings or night. So, if he was out there, it could have taken search and rescue to find him a long, long time. Or even then, if he was dressed real light because it was just a day hike, walk thing, he could have been in danger. So a whistle's always good. Another thing that I really like to have is marking ribbon, like fluorescent marking ribbon, and a Sharpie. Because on the Sharpie, or with the Sharpie, you can write on this marking ribbon and write your name or write what direction you're headed in. So if anybody was looking for you, they could possibly find you using this marking ribbon. And so you'd want to set yourself a tag every so, every so many meters or whatever, and have it marked. And then people might be able to find you a little bit easier if you were heading somewhere that you were unfamiliar with or maybe exploring new ground. Another thing too is always a compass. I always have a mirrored compass because, one, you can use a mirrored compass as a signal, and it also is a great way, if you can read a map, a great way to get your bearings and always figure out where you're at. Because if you have 3 points on a map that you can see, it's fairly easy to figure out where you're at. But what I want to do today is I want to try these 3 methods on how easily they are to see visually. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to walk down my driveway, which is a little over a quarter mile long. I'm going to get down to the end, and I'm going to try to yell and see if this microphone can pick up my yelling and see how clear that is. Then I'm going to blow my whistle and see how loud that whistle is. And then I'm going to take the mirror. Today is like probably the best thing to do, or time to try this with the mirror, because it's overcast, and probably the worst time to get lost is when it's overcast, and it's roughly 28 degrees today, so it is a little chilly. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my phone and I'm going to turn it on, and this little black blob that you see here is me.
Hello.
And we will head down the driveway. Yep. So I'll have this phone up and running and sitting there filming as I go down the driveway, and I'll obviously fast forward through that, but once I get down to the end, you'll still be able to know what's going on down there. So I'm on my way.
Oh. Oh.
Alright, here I am down at the end of my driveway. I don't know if you can see me. I am wearing a bright green sweatshirt on purpose. It's always good to have bright colors when you're hiking. They always help be able to catch people's attention and whatnot. So I don't know if you can see me. So now I'm going to actually try yelling, and then I'm going to mute this mic so the mic down on the camera will be able to hear my yelling. So here we go. So that was me yelling, and I don't know, I could hear it echoing down there, so we'll see how it turns out down there. So now I'm going to do the whistle, and I'm going to try to blow on this whistle as hard as I can, or get it as loud as I can, because it's really not that loud, and it's hard to use because your fingers always cover the whistle part, but we'll see what happens. So I'm going to mute this mic again, and we'll see what picks up down there. So there's that. And then last but not least, we're going to take the mirror of my compass and try to flash it, which I think will not be the best. But we'll see. We'll see if we can get some attention. So I'm going to try it, moving it up and down to maybe catch a little bit of light from the sky. Now I'm going to move it left and right and see if you can pick it up. And then up and down one more time. All right. That was about it. It is cold, man. I'm freezing. So let's head down back to the camera and see what happens. Let's go. Woo! Whew. See ya. So that's really it, guys. And, I decided to, on my way back down here, I figured out, let me know down in the comments below which one you think worked better. The yelling, the whistle, or the mirror, especially with the weather conditions permitting. But this is Trevor with High Desert Tactical. Take care, be safe, and, always be prepared. It's always a good one. All right, I'm out of here, guys. Take care.